Welcome to Charlie and Terry talk about things trivial and crucial. We try to always be jovial.
We are at it again.
Yes.
Charlie and Terry talk. And we have a...
You're Charlie.
Yeah, I'm Charlie. I'm Terry. And,
no, you're not Terry.
Oh,
I'm
not
Terry.
Oh, I'm
I'm
Charlie.
Terry today.
Okay.
You're Charlie.
All right. That works. Anyhow, we have, I hope, an interesting topic. It's certainly one that has been of interest to me. Kind of explain it. It's local, a little more Florida history, a little local history here in Bradenton. And our topic today is Fogartyville. And Fogartyville is a section of Bradenton. I got to look at my notes to get exact, between the Manatee River, and it was 26th Avenue to, Manatee Avenue, 26th to 37th Streets in today's street map. And as the most visible reminders of Fogartyville are the Fogartyville Cemetery, and there's also a marker at the 26th Street, and there's the Bat Fogarty Boat Works, which is at the village, the Manatee Village historical area there. It's an outdoor museum, really. That's pretty interesting. And so I think it's, and I should add, this is not to be confused with Fogartyville WSLR in downtown Sarasota, which is kind of an interesting thing in itself. Although
it's a venue for entertainment.
Right.
They have a little, they have some refreshments there. They have food trucks coming in there.
Well, yeah, and I was just down there. Saturday night is actually for a music event. It was kind of interesting. And they bill themselves as a center for creative expression. What else? Community engagement that amplifies the voices of our diverse community and promotes peace, sustainability, democracy, and economic and social justice. Kind of quaint these days, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately. But so I was just there Saturday. That's kind of interesting little story in itself. I mean, the people that started it lived in Bradenton, and the woman was used to walk her dog in the Fogartyville Cemetery every day, and they took the name and they opened a coffee shop. Was in Bradenton.
Not in the cemetery. They wouldn't have gotten much.
Well, they closed. They had to close down.
Because dead people don't pay, their bills.
Well, I guess they don't. But anyway, there was a Fogarty, way back when Fogarty, that grew the first coffee beans in the United States. So that's a little historic interest. But anyway. I've had an interest in Fogartyville, particularly, so I guess I'm the motivation for our little talk today. Going back to 2016, I did a little walking tour through Fogartyville with a local historian, and it was kind of interesting. And I was just trying to figure out, why I've had the interest in, and I guess it's a sense that there are things in the development, over time of cities. Fogartyville was really originally a village that got incorporated into Bradenton when it was formed back in 1903, when Bradenton was incorporated. And there were a couple other villages too, right? The
Manatee and Bradenton and
Fogartyville.
In Fogartyville, yeah.
And they all stretched along the river from East Bradenton over to what is now West Bradenton, and they all became one. And so you kind of lose sight of some of these things. Other than the reminders of Fogartyville, it's not obvious there was an original village in the town there. So we're here to keep the Fogartyville alive. But let's see, where should I want to go? So
So how did Fogarty begin?
Well, yeah, Fogarty began with the Fogartys. How about that?
Okay.
All right. It's pretty interesting. There was one ship captain by the name of John Fogarty, who at the time was a fisherman and living in Key West, Florida.
Not from Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Not that Fogarty.
Not that Fogarty.
It was
okay.
spelled different. Actually, when they decided to name the Fogartyville coffee shop, they were concerned that there might be some some confusion with Creedence. But anyway, so March of 2016, I walked through the town, and then just this March 6th, actually, I guess, I walked through the Fogartyville Cemetery, and kind of got a flavor there. But anyway, to get back, I think I've lost track of my thought here, but the Fogartys originally came from Ireland, and during the potato famine, 1835, I'll call them progenitors, the parents of the Fogarty brothers, came to the United States in New York, and they moved soon after to St. Augustine, where they acquired land. And I guess we chatted about that a little bit before. That's something that was of great interest to the Europeans that came here, was the ability to get land. I'm sort of speculating a little bit on that, but you were saying that the potato famine, the English sort of caused their land policies. The problem. Their land policies.
The potato blight was the main reason for the potato famine, obviously, but also British land policies exacerbated the problem. And there was no relief for the Irish peasants, farmers who actually farmed the land and lived on the land, and because many of them were basically what we would call sharecroppers, but they were tenant farmers back then, and so they couldn't pay the rents because they weren't getting the crop and they were starving.
Well,
so they all
either.
So they came to America in droves.
So anyway, the Fogarty brothers, there were four of them, were all born in St. Augustine, and that's basically where the family started. In 1865, John Fogarty, was the ship captain, was blown by a hurricane and found refuge in the Manatee River, and he liked the area so much he decided to come back. And two of his brothers came with him. Bartholomew, who was known as Toll Fogarty, and the other one was William. There was a fourth brother, Jeremiah, who apparently did not join the three brothers here in Fogartyville, and I guess he is lost to history on that score. Anyway, there's not a whole lot of material out there, but we've managed to piece together a few tidbits and going from the sign, and there are some old photographs of the Fogartys and the Fogarty Boat Works that are in the archives. They're online actually at the Manatee County Library, and I'm going to put I'll edit some of the photos in and some of the things as when we put together the final video, which you are now watching. Right? Well, that seems strange because you're not watching it, and that stuff is not in there yet. All right.
The magic of video, of digital.
That's kind of it. But anyway, so the Fogartys, Fogartyville eventually became a little village, and there were about 30 families living there between 1866 and 1903. 7 of the Fogartys along the line there became ship captains, and the boat works was a very prominent feature. And they had other businesses in town. I think a little transportation company. So the Fogartys clearly were a very prominent set of people in the area. So I think it was by 1880 there were 30 families there, and that I guess made a substantial little community.
Well, the cemetery was founded in 1896, I remember.
Okay, yeah.
So
and it's a expansive area there, as you'll see from some of the photos. There's something really interesting in there. The tree stump tombstones are there's another stump tombstones. That's a hard one to say. And
so the tombstones are actually made of tree stumps?
Well, they're actually made to look like tree stumps, and they're made carved out of marble.
Oh.
And there's a little thing on there carved. They're all kind of different, but it's Woodman of the World, the WOW, and that apparently was started in about 1890, I think. A guy in Oklahoma, I forget his name. But it was kind of a combination of a life insurance company, and a fraternal organization, and the whole idea was to make sure that the life insurance was provide funds for people to be buried, and these tombstones are in the shape of a tree trunk, and they have some symbolism, but the trunk is like it's half a tree trunk. It's cut off to symbolize the life being cut short. And for a while, the insurance company provided these tombstones free, and then you had to pay extra, a rider, $100 extra on your insurance policy. And these were all carved individually by hand, and there are 4 of them that I saw there in the Fogartyville cemetery. And the significance is that this was a life insurance kind of a combination company, and it still exists. It's now, I think, called Woodman Life, and I don't know anything about them, but apparently they're a pretty highly rated life insurance company. It's still going. They don't provide tombstones anymore, though, I don't believe. So let's see. I think we kind of covered it. I mean, just look through my notes here real fast.
So where is you went to the Fogarty house?
Oh yes.
Where is that? Yeah. Where is that located?
There's the Toll Fogarty house, which was Bartholomew, was built in 1871, and that is the oldest building in Bradenton, which gives you an idea of the short life of the town so far, and how quickly everything got absorbed. But that's 3101 3rd Avenue, and it was built in 1871, and it was set to be demolished, but it was bought by a local veterinarian, Dr. Ott, and it's been remodeled. I don't say restored, but I went over there to take a look through. Yesterday was an open house. It's for sale, if you should be interested. And it's extremely well done, and it's high quality craftsmanship. It looks great inside. But you'll see, I have a picture that I took of the same house when my first walkthrough in 2016, and there's another photo showing what it looks like today, and put a couple of ones of the interior. But it has been a very interesting building there, I guess, and something that preserves the heritage of the Fogartys. And one thing, that has led to another, and we've gotten kind of interested in the history of other areas of Bradenton in the earliest days and formation of what is now Bradenton, and we actually have started our little expeditionary project, and our next podcast is going to be from the field, right?
Right. We're going to be our first on location.
Yeah, and we're actually standing out in the spring. Well, I don't want to. So stay tuned, folks, and we'll be back to you with our next podcast. Our expeditionary podcast, literally from the field.
Expedition Bradenton.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it. We're done. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you.